I think everybody should be as disgusted as I am about the superintendent in East Texas who shows us again that racism is alive and well in America. I think they should be, but I know too many people aren't. Alaska Superintendent Lynn Redden, who was apparently upset about Houston losing Sunday, says when you need precision decision making, you can't count on a black quarterback. Redden shouldn't be fired for that. He should have already been fired. A superintendent who is an ignorant racist and stupid enough to post it on Facebook should never be allowed to run a school system. It's the same old argument the bigots always make. Dirk Nowitzki's a gym rat who outworks everybody. Kobe Bryant is just gifted. Larry Bird was smarter than everybody and saw things on a court nobody else did. Magic Johnson was just a natural talent. A white quarterback makes a bad play. It's never all the white quarterbacks. A black quarterback makes a bad play. Some idiot blames them all. It's the very definition of white privilege in America, which is alive and well in America too. I'm Dale-Hansen. Enjoy your day.